Lesson 17. The Prince and the Princess. Long, long ago, there was a man named Devraj. He was born in the palace of a king in North India. He was gentle and good-looking, but he had a snake in his stomach. A number of doctors tried their utmost to cure the prince. At last they got tired and tried no more. Thus the prince had no relief from pain. His suffering knew no end. Devraj made up his mind to leave the palace. He told his father of his decision to go to live in a temple. He didn't want to take any risk. He feared that the snake might cause the death of anyone by coming out of his stomach. It was therefore a fair decision. Devraj's father, the king, didn't like this, but Devraj bade goodbye to all and left for the temple. There he became a disciple of a holy man. He studied under his guidance till he attained manhood. A king who lived in another state had two lovely daughters. They were Rashmi and Rekha. Rashmi, the elder of the two, lived in a life of comfort. Rekha, on the other hand, was a lover of justice and spent her time in praying. She was holy and kind. One day, the king informed his daughters that he was going to build a new palace for them. The selfish Rashmi was grateful to her father. She said, "May you live long, father. We owe everything to you." But Rekha said, "Everything comes from God. Let's thank him for it." When the king heard Rekha's words, he was very angry. He ordered her to be driven out of the state. He didn't pardon her. His ministers considered this to be too severe a punishment. They held a secret meeting. It was decided to marry off Rekha to the young prince in the temple. They reached the temple and met Devraj the prince. He agreed to marry Rekha. He told her about the snake within him. Even then she agreed to marry him. So the marriage took place in the temple. One day, Devraj was sleeping on the bank of a stream. The snake made good its escape through his mouth. It saw its beautiful shadow in the water on the stream. It began to admire its own beauty and silken skin. A large cobra lived on the opposite bank. He saw the snake admiring itself. He at once said, "Oh, snake, what are you admiring yourself for? You are nothing. You can die if the prince drinks a mixture of flowers, starch and water." The snake, who got angry, said, "Oh, cobra, what are you proud of? If a man pours some boiling oil on the bush in which you live, you will die in no time." Rekha overheard the conversation. She woke up the prince at that time. She did what the two had said. She poured boiling oil on the bush and managed to kill the cobra. She killed the snake by giving the prince a mixture of flowers, starch and water. The prince and the princess now came back to the king's palace. They began to lead a happy and comfortable life.